Hey guys, welcome to the think tank. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Oh my word. It's been a fast week. So much has been going on with these cases. All good there, Mel? Great to hear, friend. So, yeah, we were just kind of talking about this Kohberger stuff. Oh my goodness. It's like cases gone wild this week. His aunt has spoke out a little bit. Um, like Chopper's saying, they do not want cameras in there. I mean, he's got that very strong alibi of I really like to drive around at night. Totally the best alibi a person could have. Honest to goodness, yeah. I was driving around by myself, like I do often. So what I'm wondering about that there is, does that mean that they're gonna be able to look back and see if he does just randomly drive around at night, middle of the night? Yeah, yeah. Do you know what though? With some of these, I don't mean to be rude, but some of these nut bags, oh my word. I was outside getting blown around, can you tell? It's windy. Um, some of these guys, like the crap that they're coming out with, and they're wanting us to look at it like it's fact. It's like, we can't, how can you? How can you look at something that says, I was driving around at the time that these things happened, and that's my alibi. That's what I was doing. That's what we get. It's like, oh no, just not the best. Hey, Kiska, how you doing, friend? Good to see you. So, oh my word. Oh, thanks for that, friend. Thank you. Thank you. I just got wind blown. I realized I had to go get some a hydration. All good there, Chopper? Good to hear. So yeah, I had to go get myself some liquids. I didn't have anything, and I thought, ooh. So what have I got set up? I've got a couple different articles that I thought were pretty interesting. Some paperwork. Empanada. Despite a rough week. Was it a rough one, Kiska? I'm sorry for that. The weekend's here. So I've got some documents that are out about basically Kohberger not wanting to share his medical records. They're under seal, which I find really, really interesting. It's making me wonder if there's something as far as psychiatric issues. Let's start there. Let's just take a look at this. I want to know what you guys think. Okay. So actually, okay, here we go. October 17th, 4:35 p.m., state of Idaho. versus Bryan Kohberger, defendant, in the above manner, having come before the court upon stipulation of the parties and good cause appearing. It is hereby ordered pursuant to Idaho Criminal Rule 16(1) as follows. The protective order pertains to third-party medical records contained in the discovery folders, and they give the file names. In the above titled case, the protective order is hereby entered, limiting access of those records to direct review by defense counsel, investigators, and retained experts, and any further dissemination or use of the reference medical records will be prohibited absent a specific court order or further stipulation by the parties. So I don't know. What do you guys think that's all about? Pulled out something, pulled out my empanada. Is that like a lunch? Yeah, I mean, oh, these guys. I mean, look what just happened in the Delphi case. Mexi and I are going to talk about that tonight because, boy, let me see if this is something I think you guys will want to look at. Actually, it's the same thing. 2 titles. All right. So that's a big no. All right. So let's pop over here. I have everything crunched up. Okay, let's start here. So this is News Nation. So some are questioning why the protective order was necessary since medical records are already protected by law. No, I don't want you. Kohberger trial was initially scheduled to begin October 2nd, but he waived his right to a speedy trial in August. As a result, his trial date has been postponed. He is charged with first degree in the passing of 4 University of Idaho students: Kaylee Gonsalves, 21, Madison Mogan, 21, Zena Kernodle, 20, and Ethan Chapin, 20. They were attacked on November 2022. Okay. And was that it? Well, alrighty then. Very good. I say no. I don't even know why I had that one up, guys. Okay, let's see here. So I found this one kind of interesting. I'm not quite sure what it's all about, but I did find it talking about a bombshell. Bombshells are always interesting. Well, hello, James. Good to see ya. Welcome back. Talking about Kohberger, there's been so much going on with other cases that some of these other ones that we follow quite closely, we haven't been following because of all the other things that have been going on. It's been a crazy little while. I feel like I need to put a hat on, guys. Jesus, Lord Murphy. Getting old's great. This is just I'm good. I have to make an excuse. We'll blame it on age. So, bombshell expected to be revealed in the case during Bryan Kohbergers. What's going on here? What? During his trial. They've been waiting for answers for almost a year now. Last January, Bryan Kohberger was charged with the passing of 4 university students, Zena Kernodle and Ethan Chapin. all from Moscow, Idaho. At the time, they were in a rental home with 2 others not long after a gag order was issued, effectively stopping the flow of information to the victims' families. So we know how Steve Gonsalves, what he thinks of this. Holy. So we know that Kohberger waived his right to the speedy trial, so his defense team could have more time to prepare. Remember, not long ago, it came out that they wanted to just basically not give an alibi, wait to see what comes out in trial because it will probably make itself clear once the trial started. It's like, what? They need to fire themselves too? Alrighty, so let's see here. So the defense team could have more time, but so which the prosecutor called a smart move given the mountains of evidence, much of which authorities have managed to keep secret. I believe that. I think there is an ish bunch that we don't know. I do. I just think that they might know more about how he got in. I think he might know more. Maybe those 2 girls are speaking. That is not eliminated yet. So it says, but now a bombshell report has revealed shocking new details about the horrific night. Okay, so this one is going to go into possibly what the girls Dylan and Bethany. Were they texting? Were they awake through the whole thing? I think Dylan, I don't know if she was texting, but she was awake through the whole thing. She heard them upstairs and she's saying she's seen him leave. So it's like, what? Oh, Shauna, fair enough, right? I'm gonna pop over there for a second. I'm on the platform that I have to kind of bounce before screens. I've got my YouTube is running over here, and then I've got you guys over here. So I'm like, doot, doot, doot. I want to know what Dr. Ramsland has to say about her student. Wouldn't that be something, Shauna? I agree. Why can't this be in Florida? They release all the information before the trial, from what I've heard. Really? Wow. He didn't even plead, if I remember correctly. Bunkers. Yeah, strategy. He didn't. What did they call it? Stood quiet, something along those lines. The judge had to stood mute. Okay, stood mute. Oh, I think so too. There's something really up with that. Something doesn't feel right, James. Something's off. Yeah, this is Mexi and I'll get into that tonight. It's like it it's like Shauna said, it makes my head spin. I sure hope so. And when they okay, I can't because once I start, we'll be totally all over that case and I'm gonna get back to this one. What? Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so what do you guys think? Do you think the roommates heard something? So, according to online newsletter Airmail, the grand jury was told the 2 roommates were also in the house at the time and survived. Allegedly, had not only been awake during this, but had taken place, but they had heard everything. More astonishingly, sources allege the 2 girls had been texting one another as this guy went from room to room. Adding to the mystery, The story also claims there's another secret witness. Oh, really? Really? Who could that be, guys? DoorDash? The DoorDash guy? Or what is that what the delivery guy? Oh. So, initially cops suggested that the roommates had slept through the activities, but the affidavit later revealed that one of the women was awakened to what sounded like Kaylee Gonsalves playing with her dog, then heard what she thought was Kaylee saying something to the effect of, "There's someone here," followed by crying. The woman opened her door to see a masked man walk by, which left her frozen in shock. Still no one called 911 until the next day. So there is uh-oh. Sorry, guys. There's a little dog outside. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. Woman frozen in shock, my ass. Oh, sorry. Still no one called 911. Yes. So there is a witness who can explain the sequence of events, but the FBI is protecting his or her identity. So what really happened that night? I think there was a lot of weird stuff going on in that house. Former Chicago police officer Steve Wilkos, who helps solve crimes on his talk show, but who is not involved in this case, exclusively told In Touch. If I woke up and there was a strange masked guy, I don't know if I'd just shut my door and go back to sleep. So I'm looking forward to more details coming out during the trial. It could be a long wait, experts predict. Kohberger won't face a jury until next year. Yeah. Kind of what I expected. How about you guys? Okay, what's this? I just want to set things up a little bit better. Am I blurry, you guys? See if that helps. Dandy, dandy. Is that it? It looks like this is sometimes this platform is not my favorite, but I look like I'm coming across. I'm sorry. I'm coming across. Maybe I need to take a break from this platform. That's what I was thinking. Right, James? That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, isn't that Jerry Springer guy? Mm. Good day if I've missed anybody. Good day. Blurry. Not blurry on your end. Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Dandy. Shauna, thank you. Yeah, Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. How low in your life do you have to be to go on Springer? Like, oh my. Okay, so let's see what we got next here. What do I want to do next? I'll save that to last. Maybe we'll take a look. Take a look at this, I think. Let me get back to you. You never know on this channel, right? Okay, there we go. That's the one I want. Are you serious, Dandy? Oh, I couldn't. I mean, I would no. That's amazing. A friend of high school's mom went on Jerry Springer in the mid-90s. Oh, I didn't like, no. James. That's awesome. Okay, so Idaho suspect Bryan Kohbergers aunt says she believes he'll be found guilty at the trial and his family is trying to distance themselves from the horrifying case. So the declaration provided to the U.S. Sun comes 9 months after Kohberger's attorney waived his right to a speedy trial, canceling his court date of October 2nd. Now slated for next year at the earliest, the trial is at the forefront of Kohberger's family's minds, including those on his father's side who live in Vegas. Tabloid recently traveled to speak with those relatives, successfully finding one who wished to remain anonymous but expressed doubt over his innocence. Bryan Kohberger's aunt has reportedly aired her belief that her nephew will be found guilty at his highly anticipated trial for allegedly attacking 4 university students as they slept. The declaration provided to the Sun comes 9 months after Kohberger's defense attorney waived his right to a speedy trial. That's not accurate, is it? It wasn't 9 months ago. It was just a little while ago. So, slated for next year at the earliest, the trial is at the forefront of Kohberger's family's mind. The tabloid recently traveled to the city to speak to those relatives, successfully finding one who wished to remain anonymous, but expressed doubt over the 28-year-old's innocence. Speaking to the publication, the woman described how she has struggled to watch the news as of late, citing her increasing belief Kohberger committed these crimes. Unreal. When I saw it on TV, I was just lost for words, she told the paper in person, adding she had been left speechless as new details in the case continued to emerge. It's heartbreaking. I'm a very caring person. The outlet noticed she appeared visibly upset during the interview, which came as other relatives called the case surreal while reportedly trying to distance themselves. And when I saw the news a little bit today in the living room, the aunt added, I couldn't take it. Hearing about them being attacked, I had goosebumps. I just cried. The term them, of course, refers to Maddie Mogan, Kaylee Gonsalves, Zaina Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. Prosecutors in the Gem State are looking to prove Kohberger broke into the group's shared home in the early hours November 13th before savagely attacking them and then fleeing the scene. Airing her brief belief that her nephew might still harm himself, the unnamed aunt told the Sun that she will likely not watch the trial if things get that far and if cameras are even allowed in the courtroom. She also said she wants to know the answers to the questions still surrounding these deaths, such as her nephew's perspective motive if he did carry out these crimes and what he may have done with that weapon. Mm, brutal. Such a look at it like just such a little smart arse. Like, look at his eyes. He's just what he thinks he's better, stronger, smarter. What is it? Like, the arrogance I see in that face right now just makes me wanna wipe it right off. When asked if she thought Kohberger would be found guilty during what's set to be an at least 6-week trial, she said, "I think so. I just want the truth." She added, "I'd like to see him or write to him to find out what happened." Kohberger, meanwhile, has maintained his innocence in the case, and due to a sprawling gag order, very few details have emerged. His aunt, however, provided insight into his life before this attack, describing the suspected attacker as humble and quiet. Ugh. She recalled, "I didn't see any violence in him," before mentioning some odd behavior she noticed on his part in recent years. She, after having migrated from the East Coast, while Kohberger's parents, Michael and Mary Ann, and his three siblings. Oh, really? Why did I think too? So she, after migrating, hydration. It's dry in the mountains. It's not moist, it's dry. Okay, let's see. So his three Michael and Marianne, his three siblings, remained in Pennsylvania, confided. "I flew Bryan and his family out here a few times. Once I told Bryan I would show him all around Vegas," she went on. "But the odd thing was he just stayed in the house. I don't find that odd for this weird shite." She proceeded to tell the paper how she believed her nephew's behavior was the result of substances he may have been taking at the time, as well as a lot of drama going on between the family, which she said cannot be revealed for legal reasons. Now, I've been hearing that a lot, that there has been drama within the family. So, what does that mean? Like, are we talking about his parents' house? Are they talking about, like, the parents' siblings and that type of thing? Is it cold fish? Yeah, maintains his innocence. He was out driving around. That's all, just driving around. Unreal. Waived his right to a speedy trial. That's 20 minutes, so we won't go into it. She did, however, say the family was devastated over the case and that the criminology student's arrest, after which Kohlberger chose to stand silent in lieu of entering a not guilty plea, which was then entered on his behalf. Also elaborated on was Kohlberger's current shrouded childhood, during which the woman said the then teen was noticeably shy and troubled. She also said that at the time, the, the suspect suffered from depression to the point where he allegedly was put on medication, though she admitted she did not know if that was entirely true or what substances he had been on. She quickly added, "But if you're not on the right medication, you can be triggered." I think he may have snapped. When asked why he was depressed, she said, "I don't have an answer," adding, "I guarantee he had a wonderful childhood." She continued, "Michael, who is his dad, is a wonderful man. He was a janitor, and his wife is a beautiful woman who's a teacher. They worked at the same school." Wow. I mean, his sisters, the ones that I know of, they've led good lives. But they were also right away thinking, like, they went through his car as soon as it got there. They went through the whole vehicle thinking that it could have been him that did this. So, conceding her nephew is not well, she said that her heart goes out to the victims' families due to the pronounced pain they are likely facing. Prosecutors, meanwhile, claim in court documents that a DNA sample taken from the crime scene is a near match from a sample from Kohberger, who was arrested this past December after being tracked down to his family's home in the Poconos. Currently in custody, Kohberger was pictured wearing a self-harm prevention vest while being held at the Monroe County Correctional Facility following his initial arrest. So, family isn't having a lot of faith in him, are they? Wow. I was wondering what's going on over here with this other one I had up for you. Okay, let's see here. Express. Yeah, doesn't it? I was just caught that one there. Lies, all lies by the defense. I find that so horrible that they literally seem to be able to, like is there anything that they cannot put out and use as a defense? Like, is there nothing? Oh, please do. Please do. We're a little bit chilly here. Aw. I love it. Right? Yeah. Okay. Ooh la la. So Bryan Kohbergers' aunt claims he will do himself in if found guilty. So this is just his little arrogant interaction with that cop. The aunt believes that Bryan Kohberger has said she believes her nephew will be found guilty of the deletings, passings. Taken in December 2022. Just about a year. Why did I put this up? It must have been a tidbit in here I wanted for you guys. Would you guys go if it was your family? Would you and you figured that they had done something like this, like an aunt or an uncle or a cousin? Would you go, or would you just, like, wanna nail him to the wall? She has said in a couple different things that she'd like to see or write him and find out what happened. He won't tell you. Sympathy for the victims' families. And again, she mentioned concerns about how he might cope if sentenced to life, saying, "I think he may, delete himself." Bye-bye. And again, elaborating on the Kohberger family, she revealed that there had been a lot of drama between them, although she would not disclose the specifics due to legal reasons. She hadn't spoken to the parents, but had heard they were devastated by the situation, and she initially refrained from discussing her nephew on advice from other relatives. She added, they are Christians, very religious, recalling her interactions with her nephew when he was younger. She described him as shy, troubled teenager and shared that she was aware of his struggles with depressive episodes and medications. She said, I don't have an answer for why he was depressed. Michael Kohberger is a wonderful man. Makes you wonder, like, some people, they can have the best possible parenting, and they still go sideways. I don't know what that's all about, and then you got the ones that had crap parents, and they've made it through. Boo. Okay, let's just see if there's anything else in here that I think you guys might like. Hmm. I would never imagined he could be capable of something like this. Kohberger's aunt, who wished to remain anonymous, shared her concerns about her nephew's mental state. In her own words, she revealed, I think he will be found guilty. He was always quiet, but I never imagined he could do something like this. Yeah. They think that he'll take the wimpy road out. Guys like this, though, if they don't, someone's probably going to get him anyways. I mean, sadly, well, or not sadly, it's something that happens quite often, isn't it? Yeah, from a PhD student to the Who scow. Yeah, he's not guilty. Heathen. Damn heathen. Yeah, the family knows him best. I'd think their words say so much. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you skipped that one. We'll just next guy can have 2. Like, what? Yeah, this is the thing, and, a lot of times, like, we've talked about this before, um, you can almost feel it when something walks by you that is, like, disgustingly negative. It's almost like your whole body can feel it. Yeah, and yeah, "Thou shall not lie," all the time. How many times have we seen bad people hide behind religion? Daryl Brooks is one of them. There's so many, it's gaggy to me. Like, it really is. I'll be honest, like, I've seen family members do it. They get locked up for doing, through life. The one I'm thinking about, he's long gone. But I mean, he found religion more than one time. It's like, what? Not you. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Cheerios come from all walks of life, professional to bakers and candlestick makers, high IQ to no IQ. Yeah, it's true. There's another one, right? We've talked about her before as well. Yeah, there we go. And it's called the POS radar. We're normal people. Yeah, no doubt. Oh my goodness. Okay, what have I got going over here? So I thought this was interesting, something fast I had found. And so I think this is just, let's see, we'll just, you just said that stuff there, James. Yeah, just brutal. So Bayless, a former friend of Bryan Kohbergers, said recently that the scariest part about this happening to the 4 university students in Idaho in November of 2022 was that he never seen it coming. He had no idea. If Kohberger, did attack those people, it's such a heinous thing and abhorrent. He said that he sat down with Fox Nation and Nancy Grace for a new special called Bryan Kohberger, I Am Blank. 28, it could have been anyone. It could have been your neighbor, it could have been your teacher, it could have been your best friend of 30 years, he says. There's no clear sign, good or bad. He was just a normal guy with normal circumstances, as far as I know. And that's probably the scariest part. It is the scariest part. You cannot look at somebody and go, oh, based on what I see, yeah, no, no, he looks too nice. He's too pretty. She's too nice. She's too pretty. No. Feel the energy and follow your gut. Hello, Maxie. So let's see here. I was playing Call of Duty with my friends. One of my friends said, "Did you hear about those attacks?" The guy that did the guy that did that lives down the road from me. I'm like, "Oh, that's nuts," Bayless said. I looked up and my first thought was, "Oh my God, that's Bryan." Can you imagine? The internal battle is like this guy I knew, and it's this guy I cared about and wanted what was best for him. But at the same time, what he possibly did is heinous to a level where it's irredeemable. Yeah. And Taylor, the chief public defender in Kootenai County in Idaho, and Kohberger's lawyer, said her client was standing silent during his arraignment, prompting Judge John Judge to enter a plea of not guilty for each charge. Most of the evidence used in the arrest of Kohberger included, I got like a deer standing right there, looking in my door. Hey, baby. Hello, baby. Okay, I'm back. I just love it here. I'm sorry. The animals, I'm just like, this is Franky's like zen. Okay, so most of the evidence used in the arrest of Kohberger included cell phone tracking, DNA samples found at the crime scene and taken from Kohberger while in custody. And a grand jury indictment says that a DNA profile was found on that sheath that was a statistical match. Damn, guys. What do you guys think? Do you think they're going to get him? Oh, he looks so creepy. He does. Very well could be. Of course he was. He had no shower curtain. Mm. Yep, no furniture. No furniture equals loopy. I would be totally turned off by no furniture and shower curtains. Weird. Yeah, can you imagine just walking into a space like that where it's like, okay, you're not normal. Oh, you're right. Oh my God. I love his name, isn't that? It's like a tongue twister sometimes. Judge John Judge. Your jury's got to pay. How are we going to do that? Jury's got to make a just verdict with Judge John Judge. Nah. Trying to make my own tongue twister. I like it. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like, very short date. Just unreal. Unreal. I mean, he's starting to make some kinda motions when like, facial expressions when he's talking to his lawyers. You're starting to see a little bit, but even when he smiles, it's, like, creepy. It's just he looks at someone, he looks creepy. It's just yeah, the creep factor is high. And the fact that his family is so convinced that this is what has happened, that tells me something, something. Yeah. Yeah, well said. If he did have furniture, shows me that he did not plan to stay very long. I just can't imagine, like, a dorm. He's gotta study, and he's gotta do this, and he's gotta do that. I mean, it's off campus, but still, like, what? What? Yeah, if he did not mean exactly. Yeah, yeah, the bootay. Exactly. Yes. James, no fail, waterboarding and the squad. I think yeah. I don't know if he had a date per se down. I don't know how it worked. I mean, I truly believe that he went my opinion, that's all it is my opinion. I truly believe he went in after Maddie and, found her sleeping with her best friend. And I could see that freaking him right the hell out, where he would want to attack the person that he might see as standing in the way. I can't remember where I heard that, but it made so much sense to me. Like, if he's jealous and insecure and he ends up going in to get this one particular person, and all of a sudden he goes in there and she's sharing a bed with somebody, would he be jealous? Would he think that that's the person that is keeping her away from him? What would go through that, like, minute brain of his, you know? Mm-mm. Okay. In my opinion, he had a fantasy for a long time planned. Why he did not have furniture is because he was already planning on not staying. That makes total sense. It really does. That makes total sense to me, you know? Um, like, not much explains how can you even get inside the mind of somebody who does something like this? Yeah. So do you think he was going there specifically to find a target, or do you think he was going there because he'd been there earlier in the year and had already found a target? 'Cause they're trying to place him there in June, right? And I'm pretty sure that that house was already occupied by these girls. Yeah. Makes sense, Chopper. He didn't need it driving while most people are asleep. Just I mean, okay, I have earlier in my life, I used to love to drive if I had something to figure out. I used to love to just drive down, the back roads and just kinda clear my head. It is. It's ridiculous. It's very ridiculous. It's interrupting my Mexi time. I think he was very angry at the world, angry at women, especially social outcasts. I think he had thought about this for a while. Well, that's the thing, if he really was on any of the girls' social media, but for how long? That's a really good question because they asked for records, like, from way back. It kinda surprised me, actually. But, I mean, if he was down there because I've read I don't can't say this is fact, but I've read different things that said he was literally going to, Moscow, Idaho, going to the campus, and would go there for lunch and just kinda sit there and kinda scope people out. And, I mean, if that's the case, he was hunting, you know? Stupid busy. Social media is a stalker's dream. It is, friend. Yeah, it really is. It's scary out there. You know, you have to watch your back. You have to be aware. Have a couple real big dogs, that helps. I think you're right again. Yeah, I think that was his hunting ground. So he very well could have checked it out because, I mean, if we think about it, like, he decided to go to, university opposite end of the country from where he lived. Like, really? I even look at I just can't stand seeing myself. I'm gonna get a bag. I don't like seeing myself. It's icky. I think he was a total loner. I really, really do. You hear about the odd friend from at one point, but nobody seems overly long term. Easy to stalk. That's the thing. It's like, oh my goodness. Because I think they were almost on, like, every platform, weren't they? Like, they really liked TikTok. Um, I'm trying to think of that affidavit. There was like, "Oh, hello, young man and little man. Good to see you. I think about you lots. I really do. He's adorable." Who did he know in Idaho? You see, I don't know of anybody that he knew in Idaho when he first went. But if he went there at first to stalk and figure out if that's where he wanted to nest, I mean, that's very possible too, right? And then came back, decided that's where he I don't know. You know, because there was also I mean, trying to get onto the cops and, try to be able to help them with their internet situation and do this and that, and he he had some pretty bizarre plans, let's say that. He just had some pretty bizarre plans. So, yeah, did he start in June? Did he start in like, when school starts up? Semesters, September usually, right? Yeah, absolutely. You're not gonna travel across the country just to go to a campus. There are closer campuses he could have went to. Exactly. Exactly. There was also that one that, stopped him f kicked him out of the course actually because he was not interacting with women properly. So, you know, that tells you a little something something too, right? I think there is a bunch that we have got to learn yet. I think there's a bunch to come out. Right? I'm so curious about the gal he set the security cams for. That's cringe and very telling. Yeah, I just about forgot about that dandy. Yeah. Went in, allegedly set up security cameras for a girl that she was, you know, kinda suspecting someone might be watching her. Little uncomfortable. So, he sets those up, but he also sets them up so he can watch them. Yeah. Again, Norman Bates. Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, the thing is, he had to be quite weird because it's not like he was totally butt ugly. I mean, he wasn't a double bagger. He was, like, average. So, it had to have been a lot to do with his personality that, people were not liking to get close to him in any way, shape, or form. I can see it. Like, again, we talk about those, gut feelings and those, like, spidey senses tingling. Yeah, average. Right, he was average. Yeah. And was it you that said something about the cherry? Because, yeah, I think that's very, very well could be. That no, never been there. Oh, yeah, doesn't he have, like, the creepy eyes? Absolutely, and I think it's a lot of it is he stares, like, you see a lot of different things where he just, like it looks like he's looking right through you, one of those guys? It's just like, "What? No way. You're just" Barry Morphew vibes. They think they're so smart while being very dumb. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, there we go. That's a very good way to put it. He's got predatory eyes. Yeah, that's exactly what he's got. I always call them dead fish. Like, yeah, shark eyes. Oh. Yipes. Because yeah, that's the worst. That soulless kind of empty thing, empty eyes, like, yipes. Yipes. So I guess, guys, we're gonna learn more in the upcoming weeks, months, days, possibly. Let's see if they, do you think we're actually gonna get to trial? Do you think that's actually something that's gonna happen? Because, I mean, it's not looking good. I mean, even the family's going, "Yeah, you go over there." So one thing I wanted to do, before we head off, I decided I wanted to do this today. So this guy has been missing from Washington State, and this is on their missing persons page for Washington State. So I just wanted to get this out there because, so many times people go missing and there's just nothing. Other times it blows up like these other cases, right? So it says here, I'm asking everyone to share my daughter's boyfriend's dad. He has been missing since September 20th. The last anyone knew of where he was going was camping, but nobody knows where or who with. If you try to reach him, it goes straight to voicemail and messages don't get through. His name is Giovanni Mendoza. He goes by the name Gio. His son and family are very worried about him, and this is not like him. So if you could share this so that we can get it around, that would be greatly appreciated. They're working with the police department to get everything filed. KPD told them they won't go looking for him. All they'll do is take a report. So she is going to reach out to the sheriff's office. So way too many times, guys. This just, I'll put this in my, desktop. I'll try that again. And I'll put this in my community, guys. I don't know what the heck. There we go. So yeah, I'll put that in. So guys, with that said, Mexi and I will be streaming again. in about 2 hours, and we're gonna be looking at, Richard Allen's case as it implodes. So, with that said, thanks, guys, very much for being here, and, yeah, hit that, subscribe, that thumb, and that bell, and that way we don't miss you for the next feed. Okay, guys, I appreciate you guys a ton. Thank you very much for being here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.